If information were the answer, we'd all be billionaires with perfect abs. When I first heard that Derek Sivers quote around 5 years ago, it made me chuckle and nod my head. But the sad irony is I didn't do anything because of it. So I guess it was another example of more information not being the answer. And actually, because my younger self is a moron, always, I did the exact opposite of what Sivers was implying. I increased my information consumption. I hoped it would make me richer and sexier, and smarter and more popular and happier too. So I kept increasing my information gorging until by mid last year, my gluttony was out of control. Double speed podcasts while taking shits and doing HIIT workouts. Bottomless newsletter and article reading over lunch. Devouring nonfiction into the wee hours of the night. I even got hooked to my Twitter feed. But what good did all this info consumption do for me? I must have learned some useful stuff. Mostly though, I felt a lot of FOMO, anxiety, and hunger for more. Oh, and my right eye started involuntarily twitching. It was like I was suffering type 2 diabetes of the mind. I overconsumed tasty information. My brain became insensitive to it. So my brain begged for more to satisfy its appetite. So I consumed more. This made my brain's insensitivity worse. So my cravings intensified. And so went the negative spiral. Who knows what depths I would have spiraled down to if not for my saving grace. Zach. His birth brought chaos into Kim in my life. And he stole away all the free time, energy, and attention I used to spend consuming information. At first, this made me feel hangry. I was missing out on so many posts, podcasts, and newsletters. Info FOMO, you could call it. But I realized these feelings were unhealthy. Time with my newborn outdoor fetus was way more precious than whatever information I was missing out on. So I decided to try an experiment. An information fast. For over a month, I avoided consuming any information other than how to change a diaper. And the odd YouTube volleyball tutorial. Because it killed me that I was stuck inside while everyone else was out playing on the beach. Anyway, just like the first time I did a multi-day food fast, my information fast was eye-opening. Literally eye-opening, I suppose, since it made my eye twitch disappear. Also disappearing, my cravings for information. Those were replaced by a newfound appreciation for things that were happening right in front of me, aka real life. But as great as information fasting felt, I didn't want to starve myself forever. Because even if more information isn't the answer for becoming a billionaire with perfect abs, zero information is probably a stupider answer. Zero information would just make you a caveman. So I carefully started reintroducing information into my daily diet. And I noticed something had changed inside me. My appetite had shrunk. Whereas I always used to finish what I started to put aside empty calorie content after only a couple of nibbles. My palate was pickier too. Most of what was in my feeds wasn't appetizing to me anymore. And the biggest reason for these changes? I gained an appreciation for the opportunity cost of consuming information. Taking in trivial trivia distracted me from enjoying and doing real things with my life. So I dramatically shifted and slimmed down my information diet, keeping only what would make a marked difference to my day-to-day. And this led me to coming up with a mantra for preventing information overload. Wide body. It stands for what will I do differently based on this information. Wide body has become a verb. I wide body gossip Kim tells me. I wide body Tim Ferriss interviewing yet another person who's better than me about their strategies and routines for success. I wide body Tova Bailey's wonderful book about the sound of a wild snail eating. I wide body Mr. Beast videos that apparently I have to see. Wide body serves as insulin for my information diabetes. It isolates the useful information within whatever I consume and puts it to good use, rather than let it clog me up or flow right through me. Also, wide body has become my filter. If I ingest some information and can't extract an honest answer to what I'll do differently because of it, I second guess going back for more. Because you are what you eat, right? Or maybe more precisely, you are whatever you do with the information you consume. Even so, I still can't help but consume empty calorie information for pleasure. But I do so in smaller doses now. Like dessert. I love dessert. I love wide body too. And like a good souffle, it's not as simple to make work as it seems. I've realized that it's easy to mess up 3 of wide body's 9 letters. First is the 4th letter, do. It's do, not think. Just thinking differently based on the information you absorb is useless. I can watch a bunch of cooking videos on YouTube and think I know exactly how to make a magnificent souffle. But unless I do it, i.e. actually try making a souffle myself, that knowledge is pointless. The same goes for all forms of information. Like the news. The number one defense I hear people use for consuming so much news is they want to become concerned citizens. How altruistic of them. Well, inspired by Sivers saying that if information were the answer, we'd all be billionaires with perfect abs, here's a new saying I came up with. If being concerned citizens did us any good, we'd have nothing to be concerned about. So more than thinking differently, try doing differently. Tricky wide body letter number 2, the second D, differently. I'd argue it's the most important word in wide body, because you're not helping anyone if you only consume information that confirms what you already know so you can keep doing what you're already doing. On the contrary, you're cementing your status as a hard-headed, self-justifying echo chamber dweller. But can't a bias towards using information to do differently also lead you astray? Absolutely. For instance, some Goop article may somehow convince you to stop brushing your teeth and start swishing coconut oil in your mouth instead. Oil pulling, it's called. It may or may not work out as promised. But as long as you continue to do differently based on information that comes in, especially from personal experience and from your dentist, you will eventually find your way onto a better path. Tricky wide body letter numero 3. Can you guess? It's a second W. Will. What will I do differently? Not what should I do differently. It does you no good to should all over yourself. So gather up the will to do differently based on the information you take in. Like eating less dessert, wide body is easier said than done. And it's sometimes hard to remember to do. But I'm getting better. These days, when I take notes on books or articles or whatever for my life log, I always wide body at the end. And I try to remember to do the same after listening to podcasts or watching videos. Is it making me a billionaire with perfect abs? At least I feel it's getting me closer to being a happiness billionaire. And my abs are pretty solid, but they were before wide body too. So I guess what you get out of wide body depends on what your priorities are. And even if it probably won't make you a billionaire, at least it'll make you less of a over-info consuming mental diabetic. So if you're looking to do something differently based on the information in this video, I'll leave you with this. Think back on all the information you consumed this past week, month, or year. Then ask yourself, what have I done differently because of it? If nothing, consider cutting some of that crap. Or build up the will to do something different. Or go watch the next tasty video the algorithm feeds you. It's up to you.